Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, a Battle Horse Knives Battleore rendition, if you will. Listen, before we get started, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, I've said it before, that number's decreasing, but anything above zero is unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. Back to Blue over here, Sport Leo. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, I hope everyone had a good weekend, a peaceful weekend, a thoughtful weekend. So we're back in the saddle again. Now this is a brand I hadn't heard much about, Battle Horse Knives, but I can tell you I'm highly impressed. Let me give you some specs really quick. Overall length is 9.375 inches or 238 millimeters. Blade length 4.625 inches or 117 millimeters. Blade thickness 0.125 or 3 millimeters. The blade steel is 01. The handle material is maple. It is made here in the good old USA. Just a quick thing. This is like a camping, bushcrafting, hunting, fishing type deal. The Battleore has a very pointy and sharp tip that can, in those tight spaces or corners, gives you plenty of blade length to baton through chunks of wood and a nice belly in the handle that fills the palm. That part is absolutely true. This limits the amount of movement in the hand while drilling holes, feather sticking, and all general use. Now, I can tell you this, straight up, honestly. This is one of those videos where you're going to hear I'm a novice at best and all that, and that's intended for bushcrafting and that kind of stuff. Let me just say this. This knife is well built, well designed, razor sharp. The handle is insanely comfortable. There's no hot spots. It held an edge like crazy. It's probably the 01 tool steel. It's done very well. And I am a massive fan. Comes in a beautiful leather sheath. Overall, guys, package is outstanding. I believe you can get them on DLT Trading for around $250. Fantastic knife. Let me say that up front. Some knives I love. Some knives are fun. Chopping is my jam, but this knife right here, man, it just spoke to me. We cut up some denim there, and you just see how quickly the knife blows through it. No problem at all. Honestly, razor damn sharp. And throughout this entire demonstration, the edge holds up. You'll see that at the end. When we get these type of knives, we start off cutting a little paper. We finish up cutting a little paper. I don't shave hair and do all that. That's just a personal choice. But I do like using it to shave or cut paper with. It's a good test for me. Now, several times throughout this video, you're going to see me doing this particular thing right here. It is a feather sticking dream. I'm the world's worst feather sticker and world's worst batoner. But this knife handled them both insanely well. I've said this a million times. I'll say it a million more. If you have a sharp knife, you are never out of the fight, and that bears true here. And when we talk fight, not necessarily physical. If you're in a survival situation, if you get stuck in the woods, this will be a great knife to have on you. Now, we treat this demonstration, and for those of you that are new, we don't call them really tests. If we do, it's in a very loose term. None of the shit we do scientific. It's just all kind of stuff I use at work, whether it's stripping wire, chopping wire, that's 12 gauge there, cutting high pressure air hose, cutting toe straps, ratchet straps, sandblast hose, you name it. Whatever I do at work, profiling some wood or shaving up some wood, we do it here just to show you. Now right here we're going to do the John Peters stab test. The knife actually handled very well. We do the stab test for a couple reasons. One, we're checking the tip. Two, we're checking to see if there's hot spots or slippage in the handle. Three, we're checking to see if there's any shock that would loosen up those handle skills. The same way with the Donnie B All-day drop test and the Donnie B All-day throw it at the stump test. This is a very well balanced knife. It has a 90-degree spine. If you say, Scab, what are two things that stuck out to you? I'd say the sharpness throughout the entire demonstration process, which it takes me a couple hours to get this stuff done, and the comfort in the handle. I love that palm swell. It fits my hand perfectly. Now, even though this is a 90-degree spine, and yes, we will strike a ferro rod here in a few, what I'm doing right there, no hot spots on my hand. The 90-degree spine is sharp, but it's not razor sharp. It's not cut you sharp. If you want it a little sharp, if you like it some sharp, I know some people use it for planing and things like that. You can take a file, but it's plenty sharp to strike a ferro rod. Now right there you see it just blew right through that 2-inch toe strap. This is 2.5-inch high pressure, 1/4-inch thick air hose. Had zero problem with it. I like to show you, yes, most knives can cut this. It may take some time, it may take a while, but they can get through. I like to show you cutting the different hoses because sometimes it takes different handle grips, sometimes it takes holding the knife a certain way. It's just a great way to do this, okay? And for me, it's the aesthetic, it's showing what the knife can do. Very comfortable in hand again. And again, guys, I gotta tell you, this knife shot way high up on my list. Fit and finish was an 8 or a 9, and I don't know if JR bought it and sent it straight to me. I don't know if he's used it. But beautiful, beautiful handles. Those maple handle scales, man, super comfortable. And it's that kind of handle that feels great in hand. It gives you a great grip. Feels a little slick, but there's no give to it. All right? And I think that's the ergonomics of the handle. Very, very easy to control. I'd have no problem taking this hunting, camping, fishing, whatever. And we cut a lot of stuff. Usually, guys, when I put these demonstrations together, and I've said this before, y'all know I'm the world's most redundant human being. You see the way it cut right straight through that sandblast hose there like it wasn't there. Usually, doing these tests, I don't realize how much stuff we actually cut and slice up. There's a lot of different materials cut during this video. I'm working on some wood skills, some feather sticking, and feather sticking is definitely a skill. Fire is one of the essential things you need to be able to start in the woods. So feather sticking is very, very important. If you're looking at survival, you need to be able to build a shelter, you need fire, and you need water. You need those things. So fire is very important. Feather sticking is very important. Now right here, this is a piece of hardwood, or it's a 4x4 pressure treated piece of wood, and we're just going to process the whole thing down. I figured this would be a little bit of hard use, just some quick batoning. It worked very well. Again, no hot spots, no damage to the edge, no damage to the blade. The knife was easy to control, and it was sharp enough and done well enough that even when we ran out of a little bit of room, the knife still glided straight through. Just an absolute joy to work with. And again, do some of the batoning too. Again, let's check the handle scales. Does it shake them loose? Does it provide any hot spots? Is there any reverb in the handle? No. All right. I love 01 tool steel. I've had great success when the heat treat's spot on with edge retention. I don't know what exactly the HRC here is, but I know that in 2 or 3 hours of just straight cutting over the last 2 or 3 days, and I'm talking about just straight, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And this particular test right here, guys, you can see little chips, little slithers, little feather sticks coming right off all up and down that blade. There was no dulling of the edge, no rolling of the edge, no microchips. Battle Horse Knives killed this, man. Great, great, great build. It's a full tank construction, has beautiful liners, just a gorgeous overall package. They did a really, really good job on the sheath. You see me wearing it there. I don't do that a lot. But right there, guys, you just see the knife just gliding through. There's another piece of, I believe that is a piece of hardwood there. Some of that old Home Depot firewood that's harder than a brick bat, son, and the knife had zero problems going through it. Right here, let's do a couple shout outs before we get to the end. Donnie B All-day is riding to 10,000. Let's get him there. That's a huge milestone. My guy Joe from Steel Forged and Fire Sword and Knife, who put out a video yesterday on Memorial Day. Go check that out. He did a great job. Go subscribe to Joe. He works hard. He does a great job. Also, Blade Talk with Scab and Joe. Joe is my partner on my other channel. We have a live coming up this Wednesday night with Matthew Jensen. I believe that'll be June 1st. Check us out there. And then Karl Ruedger who put out a great video on Memorial Day. Awesome video. And my guy Eric Husyan, who puts out content like it's going out of style, does a phenomenal job. Those two guys. I'll have links in the description to everybody, guys. Now, right here, we got about 2 minutes left. And you see right here striking a ferret rod, man? This thing threw some pretty good sparks. It was able to draw some pretty good sparks, took my shirt, wiped the back of the knife off, and honestly, you couldn't even tell. So it performed very well there. This is just a little something I like to do towards the end. We cut up some plastic, we cut up some cardboard, and we walk right inside and we slice some paper. Overall, what would I give the knife? If I had to give it a number, man, I'd have to go with a 9 or a 10. It's just a great knife that fits my hand perfectly. It works very well. Right, what I like doing here, man, when y'all see this, is we're just making 10, 15, 20 cuts on this cardboard just to see if we can put a little more wear on the blade. This, you can do anything you need to do. To me, this is like the perfect size knife for EDC in the woods, at camp, around the house. I wore this all day on Memorial Day and handled anything I needed to do. Just a phenomenal knife. The blade length, I believe I've already said it, but it's 4.625 inches. I actually am starting to really enjoy that blade length. Now, this is after everything that was done. Talk about edge retention, man. Usually you'll have a little something. This thing was just like taking it out of the box. Well, guys, listen. Phenomenal knife. Battle Horse Knives, the Battleore, great knife. JR, thank you, my brother. My guy Mikey says it best. Everything's going to be all right. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son.